yesterday, that early Christmas morning, when I crept down the chilly oak staircase in our family home in Nutley to steal a glance at the beautifully decorated tree and the piles of presents beneath it. After the weeks of preparation, the baking and the decorating and the present making, I just couldn't wait for dawn. My mother used to start her Christmas preparations in the summer, and so do I, drying the herbs and flowers that will go into our potpourri and decorations. When December begins, then there's our cookie marathon, when the entire family is drafted to mix and roll and cut out and decorate the confections that will be packed up as gifts or served up for parties. It's time to deck the halls. The children are turned into foragers, searching for pine cones and seed pods that will be gilded and sparkled into extraordinary decorations. Then it's truly Christmas. Time for opening gifts, a quiet dinner with friends. Time to remember Christmases past. This is, to me, the most joyous of holidays, and I've gathered together here all my favorite memories and ideas to help make this season as meaningful for others as it has been for me and my family.
At Home with Martha Stewart this Christmas is brought to you by Kmart.
Oh, it's so cold out there. One of my fondest memories of growing up in Nutley was when my father sent my brothers and sisters and me out to find as many different kinds of evergreens and berries for the live wreath. We always made a live wreath, and it would last well into January. We've perfected a method that I think works really well to assemble the live wreath and keep everything fresh for as long as possible. What you can start with is a straw base like this. These are available in most of the floral supply stores. And sheet moss. Sheet moss is a really odd thing. When it's dry, it looks like a piece of old carpet. But once it's immersed in water, it takes on a new life and turns even a beautiful bright green. Squeeze out as much of the water as possible and then arrange the moss right on top of the straw. And you can attach it either with just light wire or these little U-pins, which are really great. Once you've covered the whole wreath in moss, immerse the entire wreath in water so that it gets soaking wet. Let the excess water drip out and then wrap the wreath with strips of plastic. I just cut up plastic garbage bags and I wrap it around the moss. And again, I fix that to the wreath with those same U-shaped pins. And now's the time to create. It may be hard to stick this evergreen into the plastic. If you have difficulty, take a sharp little paring knife and just make slits into the plastic. All your evergreens can be prepared ahead of time. And don't forget to wear gloves because many of these are quite prickly and they'll cut you or leave you with splinters. Here are our beautiful orange berries. Just take your clipper and snip the end of the wood so that it's at a sharp point. Cut it on an angle with good sharp clippers. And leaving about 2 inches of stem or branch, just insert it right into one of those holes. You see how well that will stay. But if you want to make sure that those berries will never fall out, secure it with one of those U-shaped pins. That way you're perfectly safe. And then continue to insert all your evergreens. The wonderful thing about a live wreath like this is that you can use anything available in your own area. Just go looking. I like making several of these wreaths so that I can give a couple of them away as gifts. So that looks done. And here's the live wreath ready to hang on the door. Use a good piece of sturdy wire. But for our front door, I always try to do something different and special every single year. And this year I've decided to pick up that bluey green of my front door and the shutters and do a dried hydrangea wreath. This is, believe it or not, an artificial wreath. I like to use these outdoors because they don't fall apart. You can use them year to year. And when you want to put wreaths on all your windows and doors, it's a great money saver because you can save them year to year. I found this really pretty ribbon at a flea market. It's blue silk moire, and it makes lovely bows. With a little piece of wire, you can just attach it right to the wreath. And this ribbon, too, can be used year to year. And then these big hydrangea heads, these are the heads of the flowers that have been dried upside down, just like that, once you pick them in a dry spot. And they fade a little bit, but I think they also look sort of like silk. And stick that right into the wreath. You may find that you need a little bit of wire to make this secure, but if not, just stick it in. Doesn't that look great? I think the colors are perfect for the outside of the house. Let's go see.
I prepare for the holidays well in advance, and I always like to work within tradition. But I always impose on that tradition something new, something unexpected, something a little different. So this Christmas, I've chosen a new color palette for the holidays. Glittering gold and shimmering silver. And I've replaced the expected red and green with other colors that complement the rooms in my house.
I've discovered a really easy way to personalize your gold and silver Christmas balls. By dipping it into water that's been swirled on the top with an oil-based enamel, you can create an effect of marble or Venetian glass so easily. Remember to use oil-based paint because oil doesn't mix with water, and that's really, you want that paint to float on top of the water. Once it's swirled around, hook it on a wire and hang it on a little rack. I find that this countertop laundry rack just works wonderfully. To add the paint to the water, just drizzle it on the surface and stir it around a little bit. I use a bamboo skewer for this process and just swirl it around. The pattern that's formed on the surface of the water is pretty much what you're going to get. You can't miss with this process. Just dip it in and pull it out, and every single ball is as different as a snowflake.
And this is a simple technique that works every time. Here's another that's just as easy to do.
When I was growing up, I used to think it was very unique to wrap presents in the Sunday comics, or in plain old white tissue paper with beautiful colored ribbons, or even in aluminum foil right off the roll in my mother's kitchen. But today, I have another way to wrap my presents in a very personalized wrapping paper. What you need are a few basic ingredients: that wonderful, thick, lustrous gold paint, copper paint, and even aluminum paint, which looks kind of like silver. A natural sponge that you can tear into pieces so that you can sponge the paper and get the design of the sponge. Use rubber gloves to protect your hands from this paint, and remember that it is quite strong smelling and you must work in a well-ventilated room. And taking your sponge, just dip it into the paint. First into the copper. Shake off the excess, and then on the white paper, just press it on, and you get markings sort of like great big bear prints. And go all over in a haphazard pattern or in a neat pattern, depending on your preference. I love how this looks. There's the beginning of your design. And then, with another piece of sponge, dip it into another color. I'll try it into the gold. And then interspersed, oh, how wonderful this looks. The white shows up the colors extremely well. Just fill in the spots. And you have a paper here that looks extremely costly. And yet you can see it only takes a few seconds to make a whole sheet. And on the brown paper, I think it'd be fun to do kind of dots and dashes a la Jackson Pollock, a great 20th century artist. And drip the paint right off the brush onto the brown construction paper. Like this. Or, if you want to get a little bit different, once you get enough dots on there, pick the paper up and swirl it around a little bit so the dots start to drip. Drip it in one direction, and then in a slightly different direction. And there you get something that looks quite oriental. Here are some other papers that we've created. On the gilded, we have copper paint with a sponge pattern. On the brown, a sponge pattern in gold and copper. a plaid of copper on the brown construction, and another simple stripe made actually with a sponge drawn across the surface of the paper. Once you've made all these wonderful papers, it's time to wrap the presents. Try to find ribbons that coordinate with the wrapping papers themselves. In our family, it's a tradition to collect all kinds of unusual ribbons and use them over and over again. And you can make the most wonderful bows from the old ribbons that you can find at estate sales and tag sales and even at auctions. And my niece Sophie taught me how to tie a bow when she was in kindergarten and learned how to tie her shoes. Just make 2 loops like that and tie it as you would a regular bow. And you get an almost perfect bow every time.
Everyone loves Christmas cookies. Watch me and the kids create this year's unusual batch.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Ho, ho, ho.
Santa Claus is coming to
Bah,
town.
humbug.
Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming.
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good nap.
Honey, look at these hooks for hanging Christmas lights.
Whoa, great idea.
You know, these branches just fold up.
They look so real. Yeah, we should put a few around the yard.
These are for lights around the windows, and these are for the doors.
After we get Christmas tree, we need some toys to put under it.
I don't know. I can't decide. Should I get the Scandinavian fir or the Vermont fir?
They even have hooks so we can light up the roof.
Santa's gonna spot our house at 30,000 feet.
You better.
Come on, Doggy Flat. Want some dog pizza?
Play School knows little kids have big imaginations, so we made the big fun world of flat folks.
Flat folks, come out and play with me. There are so many kinds of people we can be.
Flat folks have clothes and jobs they can change in a snap.
Dr. Farm and Doggy Set.
The Flat Folks City and Farm play sets are built for two-sided fun. And now get a $5 rebate on the Flat Folks City and Farm play sets. For details, call 1-800-PLAY-SCHOOL.
And we'll be Flat Folks friends forevermore.
Today, when it comes to looking beautiful, give your skin a clean advantage. CoverGirl Clean Makeup. It always goes on Noxzema Clean for a natural, unspoiled kind of beauty, whatever the style. Today, clean is the look. Because it doesn't look like makeup. It looks like great skin. CoverGirl, redefining beauty.
Just how the little woodland critters keep their food fresh all winter long is a secret they keep a tight lid on. Because Rubbermaid Serve and Savor lids never forget to keep food fresh. Don't you wish everything was made like Rubbermaid?
Move to the back of the bus, please. Come on.
There is no back here.
Excuse me. Excuse me, that's my stop.
Aren't you glad you used Dial?
Right.
Don't you wish everybody did?
I've got to get a car.
Cookie making in our house began way before Christmas when I was a little girl. And now that my daughter's grown up, I invite my niece Sophie and all her little friends to make cookies with us every single year. And I thought we would do some cutout cookies today. Would that be fun, Caroline?
Yeah.
Okay. One of my favorite cookie cutters is this Moravian heart in the hand. But if you don't have one of these cookie cutters, you can make your own, and I think kids really enjoy this. Put your hand on your cardboard and trace around the outline of your hand. Look, just like that. And put a little bit of your wrist down in there, too. And then you can cut them out with scissors. And then, Caroline, could you reach in that cookie basket there, that cookie cutter basket, for that little heart? Oh, great. That's what I want. And we're going to cut out a heart in the center of our hand with this little cookie cutter. Okay, that is excellent. And I'll start rolling out the sugar cookie dough. This is a really rich sugar cookie made out of, with lots of butter and good flavorings, so that they're really, really edible, not just for show. And they're also hard enough when you bake them so that they can hold up to a lot of kids handling and decorating. Roll the dough to about 1/8 of an inch thick. I'll make one with the Moravian cookie cutter and see how that looks. Cut down really hard. And then see if it comes out of the cookie cutter. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, I love that cookie. Look, it's almost, does it look like my hand? No. And we bake the cookies always. It's somebody's hand. It must have been the Moravian's child's hand because it's quite small. And we always bake cookies on parchment-lined baking sheets. If you have this parchment paper, which is a really nice baking paper, you don't have to butter or grease your cookie sheets. And your cookie sheets stay perfectly clean time after time. And the cookies never, never stick. But there, isn't that great? Yeah. Does anybody have one done yet?
I almost have mine done.
Okay, let's try it, Christian. As soon as I cut this one out, I'll give it back to you. This looks great. Actually, I think, Christian, that this is better than the cookie cutter itself. That's what oftentimes happens when you do your own personalized shapes like that. So sign your name on here so we'll know that that was your cookie. I can cut out the heart in the palm of the hand. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And then we'll put that there. And now to get this hand off the board, you just take away some of that excess dough and use a big spatula. See, Caroline? If you don't use this big spatula, all your little fingers might bend. And you can always straighten out the fingers once you get it on the parchment paper, kids. Here. Oh, there. This is Caroline's hand. Look, Caroline. Does it look familiar?
Yeah.
There, look at that. Okay, this sheet's ready for baking. And in about, 12 minutes or so, we can have our hands back. So now, would you like to learn how to make frosting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look.
So to about 1 pound of confectioner's sugar, you're going to need about 1 egg white. This is 1 egg white, right like that. We'll see how that does. And turn it on low. I think it's going to need 2 egg whites. I'll put another egg white in there. And a little bit of lemon juice for extra flavor. You can put vanilla in there too if you like it. But do you like lemon flavor, Christian?
Yes. That blue, Martha? That's
Yep.
green and swordfish. I mean pink.
You can make pink. You can make any color you want.
Pink.
And the frosting has to be
Make a rainbow.
not too thick and not too thin.
Like medium.
Like medium. There, Christian, I think it's done. And look, it looks exactly right.
Yeah, that's the...
Look. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. It's perfect. You want to taste this, Sophie?
Yeah.
No. No, wait till we make it all the right color. Here, Kristen. I'm going to put a little bit in a bowl. Here. And you make us a blue color. Here. These are little store-bought food colorings. Just squeeze a few drops in there. Just squeeze it. You want it real dark? Put 4 drops in. Okay, that's it. Oh, that's it. Okay, you stir that up and see what color you get.
I want red.
Oh, look, kids, these cookies we've already baked and coated for you. Now choose the color that you're going to sponge onto your cookie. Okay? And you each take a piece of, this is real sea sponge. See this? Take your sponge and dip it into the frosting, not too far, and you dip it right, you press it onto the cookie. Oh, look. See, it makes a sponge pattern right on the cookie. Isn't that fun? Looks like old-fashioned spongeware.
Look at mine.
Oh, wonderful. You all done? Okay.
Oh, this. Can we eat our frosting after this?
The whole bowl you want to eat?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Me too.
I don't think that would be too good an idea.
But
Look at that. That looks so perfect.
I finished mine.
Oh.
Look at mine.
Look at that teapot. And look, spatterware ponies and spatterware teapots. Look at that. Look at that pony. Look, kids. I think you did a fantastic job. Alexandra, would you like to see how the lamb gets its wool? Okay. Fill your little pastry bag with a fat round tip, not too big. And here are these little lamb cookies, which are so cute. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Aren't they cute? Yeah, you can do it. You want me to show you how? Let me show you first. And then if your icing is the right consistency, you just make little
white dots all over the lamb.
I'm doing.
Let me finish this one.
After Caroline.
Yes.
I'm after.
See? And that looks, here, you try this one. I'll move the cookie right here for you. Just gently, only hold it with right up here with your hand, yeah. And don't even squeeze too hard. Just a little squeeze, no, a little bit, just with one hand. Hold the cookie with your other hand. Hold it. Okay, okay. And make a dot. Don't, and just lift it up, that's right, squeeze. Squeeze and lift up, good. Here, Caroline, you try your, just hold it right at the top, yeah, no, so you're gonna squeeze, oops. See, sometimes you can kind of wipe it up with your fingers. That's a much better dot. Ah, perfect. For the first try, I think you kids really mastered the dot technique. Would you like some milk? Okay, which, would you like that one? Oh, you want that? And that? Kristen, which one do you want? You want the teapot? Okay, and you have the heart in the hand. Here, and I have some nice milk for you. The fun of making these cookies is what? Eating them. Thank you. The milk nice and cold. Is it fun? Okay, what would you kids like? Here you are. I think you should take these home, don't you? Okay.
Watch me make all sorts of holiday decorations and gifts that you can make yourself wherever you live. Next.
What the camera does is magic.
Frank Morgan is trying to come to terms with his memories of Christmas past.
Everyone has a dream, David. Ever since he was a boy, your dad's dream has been photography.
And the realities of Christmas present.
He never loved anything except that camera. Couldn't you have left the damn camera at home for once, please?
Now Frank Morgan's coming home to try to salvage a Christmas future.
The minute I heard about this, I came back.
Kenny Rogers celebrates Christmas in America, premiering tomorrow at 10 p.m., 9 Central.
You know, we go through so much gift wrapping during the holidays, I almost wish we'd get some as a gift.
Yeah, but if you got gift wrap as a gift, how would you know when to stop unwrapping it?
Did you put this Mr. Coffee Ice teapot in our cart?
I thought you did.
No.
But it's a good idea for a gift.
No what? This isn't our cart.
Let's see what else is in here.
For 3 decades, he has been one of the screen's most popular actors.
Nobody is what he seems.
Academy Award winner, Sean Connery.
I won't let you down.
Are you a spy?
Sir?
No.
Now, he has given the performance of his career.
I love you. All my failings were preparations for meeting you.
Sean Connery, Michelle Pfeiffer, The Russia House, rated R. Starts Friday, December 21st at theaters everywhere.
Your baby's first taste of love. It's something only you can give. Your tender warmth and the most complete baby food there is. Breast milk. But if the time ever comes when you need a formula, you should know this. No formula is more nutritious than Gerber baby formula. Talk to your doctor about it. If it doesn't come from you, shouldn't it come from Gerber?
You've never seen lips like these before. Because you've never seen lip color like this. Lip Advance from CoverGirl. It looks different. It lasts different. The cream powder color clings. The top coat's lush and moist. So Lip Advance lasts.
Yeah.
And lasts. And lasts.
How much longer?
Soon. And lasts. Lip Advance lip color. CoverGirl. Redefining beautiful.
Busy bees go up.
Busy bees go down.
Play school, busy bees go round and round.
At Play School, we know learning toys should be fun, so we made a whole line of Busy Beads and Sesame Street Busy Beads. Curious fingers love grabbing the colorful beads and pushing them all over.
Busy bees go bounce, kids love the sound as they crank busy bees around and round.
New Deluxe Action Busy Beads has a super action crank, Busy Bead bouncers, and only Play School's Busy Beads have a lifetime guarantee.
Busy bees are the kind of fun that lasts and lasts.
We usually think of Christmas as red and green. This year I'm going to try something different. My sister Laura calls it Martha's Guilt Trip. That's G-I-L-T. But I like to think of it as my golden Christmas. What you need is really good gold or copper paint, that really thick kind that has a lustrousness to it, and thin rubber gloves, like these painter's gloves, which are disposable after you use them. These are paint trays, you know, that you use with a roller, but with the disposable liners, I find that they're really the best thing for gilding. Make sure the paint is stirred really well. I've assembled a tremendous assortment of different things for gilding. Fresh pomegranates, which, once they're dipped, look like they've been made out of molten gold. Just turn them around in the gold paint like that and let them drip either in the tray or on an old cake rack. This is a great thing to use, an old cake rack right inside a baking sheet. Bay leaves are beautiful, and they can be gilded just by dipping them right into the gold paint. Pine cones, too. It looks kind of like a goldsmith has made all these things out of the finest quality 24-karat gold. And I even like to use these crazy-looking, very beautiful bromeliads. They're really kind of baby pineapples. And just dip those in the gold paint. In England, a couple of years ago, I found in the great stately homes some extraordinary wood carvings. They were put on the walls as decorations, and that's what gave me the idea for my centerpiece. Take a piece of gilded styrofoam, just brush the gold paint right onto the styrofoam, and put all of these things that you've dipped onto that styrofoam with the hot glue gun. And here you have something that's very reminiscent of those extraordinary wood carvings that you can find in the 17th century stately homes of England. Nut trees and nut balls are really an awful lot of fun to make, and if you went out to buy them, you'd find that they were really very costly, and they're just really not very hard to make. This nut tree is made out of walnuts and pecans and pine cones and cloves. And by using a polystyrene form, this one is a conical shape, you can very easily recreate that kind of look. I've chosen to use walnuts, pecans, nutmegs, filberts, and just continue the pattern all the way up the cone. And you can fill in the spaces with little pine cones and cloves and rose hips and whatever else you choose. But this is really fun to make, and what you do is use the hot glue gun. Take the hot glue, which is really a kind of a melted glue. It's very, very hot. Put a little bit on the end of the nut and hold it here on the polystyrene until it hardens. That may take a second or two. Just hold it so it's no longer loose. Now always keep a bowl of iced water nearby when you're using the hot glue gun. In case you get a little bit on your finger, put it right in the water, never in your mouth. And you can also choose round forms like this to create the nut balls. Choose different sizes so that you get a variety for your table. Here's some that I made. This is a gold nut ball made out of filberts and little baby pine cones. And here's a copper version of the same thing. Whole nutmegs and rose hips make up this nut ball, and filberts and cloves filling in the spaces make this one. My friend Carol Flom taught me how to make this wonderful apple swag. All you need are bright-skinned apples, a good sharp corer, and slice the apples about 1/8 of an inch thick. Soak them in freshly squeezed lemon juice for 30 minutes before drying. That prevents browning. And lay the apples in a single layer on a dehydrator rack if you have one, or on a cake rack or paper-covered cookie sheet for oven drying. The oven works well. If you use a gas oven, just put it in on pilot, or an electric oven on warm. Once the apples are dried, you can string them on raffia strands and create swags of any desired length. And they look so wonderful hung on mantelpieces, across window frames, or even in a bowl on your table. Another great gift for giving at Christmas time is homemade potpourri. And each summer I go through my garden, choosing the appropriate seed pods and scented flowers for drying. Watch. I try to plan for Christmas all summer long. Here in my flower garden, I try to choose varieties that are colorful and that will dry well for my holiday potpourris and wreath decorations. Rose Roses add brilliant color and fragrant perfume to any potpourri.
If you don't grow your own roses, save those bouquets that you get on special occasions and use the dried flower heads in your own potpourri. You can add almost anything to your potpourri that has color, texture, or fragrance. Bright golden calendula.
A bowl of these globe amaranths will add wonderful color to our mixture. And the blue salvia has the color of lavender without the scent. It dries very, very well. Oh, and here's some nigella. They have the most extraordinary seed pods. And when they're dry, they look kind of like creatures from outer space. They're very, very beautiful in potpourri.
All of these flowers can be tied in little bunches and hung upside down on a rack in a dark, dry, cool place. And once they've dried, store them in boxes until the holidays.
Now comes the fun part, mixing up the potpourri. Start with the lightest flowers first. A bit of the amaranth, a couple big handfuls of this bright yellow calendula, and these wonderful centipods, which make such a nice rustling noise.
Lavender for its rich fragrance. Blue malva for its deep royal purple. A few handsful of rose petals. Lemongrass for its pungent lemony smell. Deep red hibiscus petals. Shiny round juniper berries. Highly scented star-shaped anise. Allspice berries. Large whole cloves. And mix it all in a great big bowl. Add a few drops of pure rose oil to prolong the natural scents in your potpourri.
Package it in cellophane corsage bags, tied with very festive ribbon. Don't forget your own card with a message on it, and you have one of the nicest, most personal Christmas gifts you can imagine.
With holiday decorations well on their way, I start my Christmas duck 2 days before dinner.
It was a job too big for one man.
Leave me alone.
Too big for two men.
I quit.
A turbulent teen.
No way.
And a woman they loved. This was a major delivery.
The best Christmas this town ever had is on its way.
And it would take a major miracle to bring Christmas to Willow Creek.
Next, stay tuned here on Lifetime.
Life doesn't come with a guarantee. There are no promises. What's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong. What's really of value. It's all a matter of what matters. And in a world where life is made of people, nothing matters like your family matters. A public service campaign from Lifetime Television and your cable operator.
The new Power Pro Dustbuster heavy-duty vac from Black & Decker, with twice the power of the original Dustbuster vac, can pick up just about anything around the house. The Power Pro Dustbuster from Black & Decker.
How about a cool combo for the holidays?
Jingle bells, yay!
Not that combo, this combo. Durable Rubbermaid coolers come in 3-piece gift packs for an unusually cool gift. Thanks, Rubbermaid.
From the mustard fields of Dijon, France, comes a fresh idea to Hidden Valley. New Honey Dijon Ranch. A touch of tangy Dijon mustard. A drizzle of sweet honey. Blended with the original ranch dressing from Hidden Valley. Discover tangy, sweet honey Dijon Ranch. 3 very special tastes in one sensational salad dressing.
You've never seen lips like these before. Because you've never seen lip color like this. Lip Advance from CoverGirl. It looks different. It lasts different. The cream powder color clings. The top coat's lush and moist. So Lip Advance lasts.
Yeah.
And lasts. And lasts.
How much longer?
Soon. And lasts. Lip Advance lip color. CoverGirl. Redefining beautiful.
Traditional Christmas dinners can be roast beef, roast goose, or baked ham. But let's try something different. I love roasted duckling, and it's especially good if you marinate the duckling first. To make the marinade, and this is kind of an oriental flavored marinade, for 3 ducks, you'll need 2 tablespoons of garlic and 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger. Add 2 tablespoons of hot sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of honey, a half a cup of soy sauce. And I like to use the black soy sauce. It gives a nicer glaze. A half a cup of white wine, choose a nice dry variety, and a 1/4 cup of hoisin sauce. Mix it all together and your marinade is done. I like to marinate the birds in Pyrex glass dishes. If you don't have those, stainless steel bowls will do. Just pour the marinade. This is enough for 3 ducks. Pour the marinade over the bird. Let a little bit get into the cavity. And marinate it covered with saran wrap in your refrigerator for at least 24 hours, and preferably up to 2.5 days. I marinated these ducks for 2.5 days. See what a nice brown color they get. Pour out all the excess marinade and put it on a parchment-covered board. This keeps your work surface from getting too messy. And I've made a stuffing, a very simple stuffing, of just chopped celery, 3 stalks of chopped celery, sliced oranges, and 1 Granny Smith apple. And just, this is for 3 ducks, don't forget. Stuff some of this stuffing in the cavity. You can sprinkle the cavity, too, with a little bit of salt and freshly ground black pepper. Maybe about a half a teaspoon of each. And if you can, with your fingertips, just loosen the skin on the breast a little bit from the meat. Just loosen that. Push your fingers in there and insert under the skin a few sprigs of fresh thyme. This is fresh thyme right out of the garden. Insert additional sprigs of fresh thyme right in the cavity, and a whole lot of parsley. Italian parsley or this curly parsley will do. And to truss, tuck under the neck flap and the wings, and use a double piece of thin cotton twine. Start at the neck, come up over the wings, over the drumsticks, catch the ends of the drumsticks with the string, and pull tight, tying the string securely. You get a nice, tightly trussed bird this way, and one that won't spread out and roast unevenly in a hot 400-degree oven. Before roasting, prick the entire underside of the bird with a very sharp fork. This makes all the excess fat drip out. This carving fork works really well. Place it on a rack in a foil-lined roasting pan. I like to use a shallow pan about 2 or 3 inches deep, and pour in a little bit of boiling water, about 1/2 inch. This keeps splattering to a minimum. Place the roaster pan in a preheated 400-degree oven and roast for about 1.5 hours. Ah, this duck looks perfectly roasted. Brown and crispy. You should count on 1/2 duckling per person. I'm having 8 guests for dinner, and I think I'll cook 5 ducks because I want to make sure that everybody has plenty to eat.
Christmas is not a time to skimp on calories, and our dessert is not a dieter's delight. a croquembouche, a French confection, meaning crunch in the mouth. Depending on the size of your finished croquembouche, you'll need anywhere from 50 to 150 or more dessert-sized pâte à choux puffs. Fill them with crème pâtissière, mocha cream, blackberry or raspberry curd, or simply vanilla-flavored whipped cream. When all the puffs are filled, it's time to assemble the cream puff mountain.
To keep the croquembouche from falling down, you have to stick it together. And I use a caramel syrup or a melted sugar. 2 cups of sugar, 2/3 of a cup of cold water, 2 tablespoons of white corn syrup. I like to use this heavy unlined copper sugar pot for melting my sugar, but any good metal pot will do. And a few drops of lemon to prevent crystallization. Never stir this mixture, only swirl it. Stirring it may cause lumping and more crystallization. Put it on the stove on a medium flame and keep swirling it until the sugar is completely melted. After 4 to 8 minutes of boiling like this, the syrup will be a light amber color, which is what we want to stick the puffs together. And just immerse it quickly into a bowl of ice water. Don't let any water get in the pot. This just cools it off a little bit. The syrup is very, very hot, and you do not want to burn yourself. Be very careful. Put your pot on a separate board so that it won't burn your counter, and immediately start dipping your puffs, just the bottoms, and forming your croquembouche. I use an aluminum foil covered round of cardboard. Try to start with big puffs for the bottom. So choose the largest ones for the bottom. And then carefully form your whole tree. Continue stacking the puffs like this.
When you've topped the mountain with the last puff, you're ready to spin the sugar.
This caramel is not quite ready, as you can see that no strands are really forming yet. And this funny little instrument is really a balloon whisk like this one, cut off with wire clippers. That way you can get lots of strands of sugar at the same time. As this melted sugar hits the cool air, they form this extraordinary cobweb of golden threads. The sugar has to be exactly the right temperature, not too hot and not too cold to pull like this. So if you find that it's getting too stiff, you can put it on the heat for a second longer. Or cool it in a bowl of ice water if you must. You can stack the cream puffs in advance, but you have to wait until right before the guests arrive to spin the sugar. There you have it, a cream puff mountain encased in a spider web of spun sugar, a croquembouche.
There's one last little effort that will make your holiday table stand out from all the others.
Last year I wanted to use these old-fashioned diner plates in a pine cone design for our Christmas dinner, but I didn't have a tablecloth that went with them. So I made one out of artist's canvas. This is a wide-width cotton canvas that's very, very inexpensive, and you can cover a great big banquet table with it. I just cut out a stencil with the pine cones and the pine needles and used an acrylic paint to paint through the stencil. And it turned out so well that I thought I'd try the same thing again this year. I want to try different dishes on my table. I'm going to use these wonderful desert aqua plates, which are new, and to place on top these old Wedgwood copper luster plates. They have a design of reindeer and snow-covered roofs, perfect for the Christmas season. And I thought it would be very nice to make a wreath of holly leaves, and in keeping with our golden Christmas theme, stencil the leaves in gold paint. So, on a good quality stencil paper, it's kind of a waxy paper, I just drew the design of the holly leaves, and then cut that out with a stencil knife. try this technique, which is really very clever. Using freezer paper, it has one shiny side and one dull side. Trace your design right on to the paper. And you're going to have to do a tracing for each place setting if you're going to do this all over a tablecloth. And then place a breadboard underneath your tracing, and with the X-Acto knife, cut out the design. It's easier to do it on the freezer paper than it is on the actual stencil paper because it's much, much thinner. And it goes very quickly. There you have your holly leaf. Now you'll have to do the entire wreath. And then, something that most of you wouldn't even guess, this freezer paper irons onto the artist's canvas and creates sort of like a bond. Iron it on with a warm iron, and it's sticking right on there. Paint your stencil using a foam brush and bright gold paint. Remember, this is our golden Christmas. Just paint right over the stencil design. Continue completely around the wreath until you're finished. When the paint is completely dry, and don't be impatient because it's very important to get it dry, you will have a design that looks like this. Just pull off the paper, and you have a golden holly wreath. Look how wonderfully these plates look, set right onto that holly wreath placemat.
It's the day before Christmas, and everything's in place for what I know will be a festive celebration.
Should we get Dad the ergometer stepper or the bike?
I think we should get him the bike.
Why?
Because with the bike, he could sit. And you know how good he is at that.
This sound design stereo system is outrageous.
You could really blast out a few windows with that.
I gotta figure out how I can get this for Christmas.
Why don't you just try being good?
Nah, my parents will see through that in a second.
Some things you just can't bottle. A touch, a nuzzle. And only you can give your baby breast milk, the most complete baby food. But if the time ever comes when you need a formula, you should know this. No formula is more nutritious than Gerber baby formula. Talk to your doctor about it. If it doesn't come from you, shouldn't it come from Gerber?
For over 25 years, the natural consistency and dependability of Cure 81 ham has taken the worry out of Christmas dinners for thousands of people. This year, we're taking the worry out for thousands more by contributing Cure 81 hams to local charities. Because everyone deserves the very best for the holidays. Cure 81 from Hormel, our very best to you.
Considering everything your feet go through, why don't you do something special for them? Like slipping them into a pair of Totes Toasties. Totes Toasties are like a pair of soft, warm gloves for your feet. They're extra thick for warmth and comfort, and they have special treads to give you extra traction on slippery floors. So give your feet a treat. Treat them to Totes Toasties.
At Play School, we know even the youngest child loves trains.
I wish I had a train, Dad.
So we made the Play School Express, the first real train for preschoolers.
A train, a real train.
The Play School Express is easy to put together, easy to get on the track, and extra tough. And it needs no electricity, so even the youngest kid can run it all by himself.
Great train.
It's the best, Dad.
Make his first train the best. The Play School Express.
Grandma, Grandpa.
I always leave myself plenty of time to set the table the night before when everything is quiet and there are no distractions. I've lined the old kitchen table with a flannel bedsheet to pad our hand-stenciled Christmas tablecloth. Our gilded centerpiece fits perfectly down the table's middle. The desert aqua dinner plates and the little bread and butters form the base for our table design. I've added stenciled copper bows to the golden holly wreaths. It's so nice to include on the table a new discovery. I found these antique copper luster plates just a few days before Christmas at the local consignment shop. Flatware and glassware, a mixture of old and new, further enhance the table. Golden and glass salt and pepper cellars are placed at each setting. This year I've chosen these napkins to pick up the rich cream of the table canvas and the gold of the gilded centerpiece. Nothing more is necessary. Everything we've made has created a warm and inviting atmosphere for Christmas Eve dinner.
I know Christmas is almost here when I start to decorate the tree. And every year I try to decorate the tree in a slightly different manner from the year before. I like to use all kinds of gaudy balls on the tree. This little shiny pine cone that I found at a tag sale. Oh, and this terrific striped ball. I remember hanging this on the tree when I was a child. And this purple snowflake ball. It's a lot of fun. And this giant pink gaudy ball. That'll go wonderfully with all the new balls that we made this year. You can collect your Christmas ornaments from tag sales, or you can buy them ready-made, or you can create your own. Remember these? And when you have so many ornaments, you can really fill in all the spaces. To me, the more ornaments on a tree, the better. It's funny, no matter how many Christmas balls you have, you never seem to have enough. I think it has something to do with the cat. Bows, remember these? We've made dozens and dozens to intersperse amidst the Christmas ornaments. They take up all the excess space and add additional glitter to the tree. Just when you think you're done, you find another spot. There. I think that'll do it.
It's traditional at our home to gather friends and sing Christmas carols before dinner. This year I've invited 8 people for dinner, but lots of friends and neighbors drop by earlier for caroling and eggnog. Guests serve themselves frothy cups of rich, nutmeg-scented eggnog. They wander from room to room, greeting old friends and meeting new ones. This year's special treat is my dear friend Christopher Mason, arriving to accompany us on the piano. If he plays loud enough, maybe he'll cover up our uneven voices.
Hi! Is it cold outside?
Mariana always finds an extraordinary ornament for the tree. There are plenty of copies of the Golden Treasury of Christmas Song available so everyone can join in the singing.
Tis the season to be jolly,
There's my brother George, oh, my friend Susan, Nancy, and my sister Kathy, and my nephews Carter and Morgan. Ah, dinner is waiting hot from the oven, glistening roasted ducks, golden butternut squash puree.
Do you like ducks?
Freshly grilled vegetables.
Those are from the garden.
Fresh cabbage sauerkraut with mushrooms. And golden brown herb-flecked popovers.
Oh, great.
The tree next to the dining room table is covered with popcorn balls and green paper ribbon bows. The children will take the popcorn balls home with them all during the holiday season, and any leftovers will go to the birds.
This is stuff. I love stuff.
Got everything before the 25th this year. Good for you. I like to serve this kind of dinner as a sit-down buffet, leaving me lots of time to spend with my guests. It's an informal way to entertain, and guests can get up and help themselves to seconds, and sometimes even thirds.
Smells perfect with parsnips.
It's a tradition to make a gingerbread house for my dessert table every Christmas. This year's gingerbread house has a copper leaf roof and sugar glass windows. It stands ready to be gobbled up after dinner, along with the shortbreads, cookies, fruitcakes, and of course the glorious croquembouche. Each and every Christmas should be one to be remembered, to evoke warm feelings of friendship, continuing the wonderful family traditions you've set out to make year after year.
Here's a toast to our hostess. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Martha, thanks for having us all here.
Thank you, Chef. The same to all of you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you could come.
The recipes and crafts demonstrated in this program are included in Martha's book, Martha Stewart's Christmas, available at Kmart and Walden Books.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and peace on earth.
At Home with Martha Stewart this Christmas has been brought to you by Kmart. Many of the holiday entertaining and decorating ideas and products demonstrated by Martha Stewart can be found at your favorite Kmart store.